men provide for themselves and protect their own interests.
So I'm going to say it. Men are not natural protectors, providers, or leaders.
This is one of those topics where I don't know if I want to agree or disagree or both. Now, I want to listen to what she says for just what it is and not from the biased standpoint of me being a man. So I'm going to try my best, but here we go.
Religion and indoctrination has convinced men and women that men are these things. It has given them the responsibility of these things within our society, but it's contrary to their nature.
Now, from that standpoint, I can agree. I do believe that religion or whatever your belief may be is the reason why we say or we think that men are supposed to be natural protectors and providers. That's where I first even learned it from. She's not wrong there.
Men are all about self-preservation, and they only provide and protect what they think is theirs and what they're in possession of.
I can agree to that. Anything I've worked hard for, whether it be a woman, whether it be money, whether it be any possessions I have, anything that I cherish, I want to provide and protect for. That is true. I don't know anybody who can, any real man can't debate that fact. I guess her whole thing is just, from reading the caption, it's the natural providing and natural protecting. But we'll get into that.
When something is supposedly innate and natural to you, you do it automatically. So if men were natural protectors and providers, it is something that we would see them do within the community, within the world, not something that they simply do for that which they possess.
It really bothers me when people generalize things. I want to say maybe your experience with men is the reason why you want to generalize all men to this standard or this declaration that you're claiming right now. This is not all men. There are men that if they see anything, if they see a woman in danger that the man doesn't know, there are men out here who will intervene into that to protect that woman. I've seen it. I've done it. Just naturally, that's not right. Morally, that's not right. Now, do I say I go around just looking for things looking for things to protect or looking for people to? No, I don't just go around looking at it, but if something's happening around me and I know I can help that situation, I do what I can to help that person, man or woman. That's just naturally me. Now, if we can go on to say today's men may not do all that, but then we have to look at today's women. What changed? Because when I grew up, men did take care of the women. Men provided, men protected. Okay, cool. But women did their part too. So you have to ask yourself, what changed to make things change? Because I'm pretty sure you didn't always think this thought that men didn't naturally protect. And what's wrong with men not naturally being protectors? Like see, here we go. We playing word semantics. Naturally. All women aren't naturally mothers. All women aren't naturally nurturers. There's plenty of women these days, which is sad to say, that are throwing kids in dumpsters. And that's been happening for decades. Not just today's women. Women back in your time probably were most likely throwing kids in the dumpsters or leave them at fire stations and stuff. That's that whole, come on. I think what it does, it bothers me because now it's just so many women like this with that holier than thou vibe. Like, you do no wrong. Like, women do no wrong. Women, for real, a lot of times, and I hate to say, I love women, but women can really be the destruction of a man. They can really bring the downfall of a man. I've seen it happen before. I'm talking from experience. I've literally had women that I've dated, relationships with that had brought me down to some of my lowest times. Some of my lowest times was because of a woman trying to please and do everything, providing all this, trying to do all this stuff for this woman. And come on. So we're not gonna sit here and talk as if like you guys are holding that, and it's not all women. And I never like to talk in the sense of all women. And I hate when people talk in the sense of all men. No, some men aren't natural providers. Yes. Some women aren't naturally nurturing and all this. Yes. This is not nothing new. Where's the new part in this? I can say that right now there are probably more women out here who don't know how to nurture a family or take care of a household, and there's probably even more men out here who don't know how to provide or don't care to provide. But there's layers to the reason why these things exist. Women no longer have to depend on men. You may have had to back in the day, but you no longer have to depend on men to take care of you or to be taken care of. You can do it yourself, as you tell us every day. You tell us every day that you can do for yourself, and you can make your own money, you can make your own decisions, your own plans, and you tell us every day on social media that you women can do all of this. Why do you feel that a man still should provide and protect for you? If you can do all that, and a lot of women will tell you, I can protect myself. I can provide for myself. I can protect myself. So yes, men these days are saying, well, shoot, if that's the case, I don't have to do it. But you can't tell me that men aren't out there and they see women in trouble and they know that these women can't handle these situations and they just gonna stand by and watch. Yeah, some will. They'll pull their phone out, record it. Some women do the same thing. Ain't too many women jumping in fights like she said. I don't know too many. I don't seen a lot of fights between men, and that the only person that jumps in that fight with a man is that man's woman, but not no random woman that don't know either men fighting. And I told you, me from personal experience and just personally, I'm not jumping in nobody's fight. That is a way you can die. And I'm not dying for no niggas I don't know. Not dying for no niggas that next thing you know, they back together. I'm in the hospital cast up, these niggas back together, because I decided that I wanted to naturally protect that woman from that man or from another woman, and it ended bad for me. Fuck out of here with that. No, I'm not doing that. It's sad when men have to turn off their naturalness or not do what they naturally would want to do, because you can't tell women anything. You can't tell we can't tell you guys nothing. So I've adopted the mind state of, well, if they don't believe the stove is hot, let them touch it. And when they get burnt, hey, so yeah.
Furthermore, how can you be a natural protector, but the biggest threat and predator in this world? Ask a man.
And that's bullshit. Now she's speaking in a sense of, the violence out here. Right, the crime rate and all this other kind of stuff. Cool, I get it. It's probably more men out here committing crime than women. Women are committing crimes at an alarming rate. For you women to be women shouldn't be committing no crimes. You should be women, ladylike. Be somewhere sitting down home chilling. Do womanly things. Why are women committing crimes? There should be no woman jail if that's the case. Men are committing crimes. Yeah, that's been since the beginning of time, I believe. I know a lot of men who commit crimes to protect their family. A lot of men who commit crimes to provide for their family. So don't just say, because the way the violence in the world is because men, we just out here just being savages and we don't have no self-control. We it's the survival of the fittest. Like we're not in the jungle, right? So yeah, I mean, yeah, the biggest threat to men fought wars. You wouldn't have the freedom you have right now if it wasn't for men fighting for your freedom. If we want to be technical and honest about the situation, you wouldn't have the freedom you have right now if it wasn't for the wars that was fought by men. That's protection. I mean, make it make sense to me. So like I said in the beginning, what changed to the point where now men either don't want to provide and protect? Because you can't say that it is not natural for him. But I'm gonna tell you one thing about a man. You tell me one time and I'm gonna get it. You don't have to keep repeating it for me. If you're telling me that you can provide and protect for yourself and you don't need a man, that's all I need to hear as a man. Okay, well, do it. You can't say that and then still expect it. That doesn't make sense at all. But I'm learning this with with women, and I don't like the one. I hate to really put women down because this is not all women. But women like this, it's like I don't know if they're by themselves so long that their mind just start playing tricks on them. Their mind start telling them things that just don't make sense. So they mind make up this imaginary circumstance.
What he needs to protect you from, and he's going to say other men. Because when we look at these natural protectors, most of the domestic violence, rape, molestation, shootings, killings, raping of nature's resources, dominating other people and countries, most of the violence is done by these natural protectors.
But see, like I said, that doesn't make sense to me. Now we're talking about domestic violence. We're talking about, rape. We're talking about all this other kind of, like, what does that have to do with anything? Those are certain situations, certain circumstances that I can't relate to that. I can't relate to a man putting his hands on a woman. I can't relate to a man forcing himself into a woman. So you can't, that's not all men. And to me, this debate just sounds fucking stupid that people just be having. Like, dog, we really seriously having this conversation about who's the natural protectors and who's the natural providers. Like, we've ran out of topics to the point that this is what we're talking about now. The wording, the word used, natural.
Something is not adding up. One thing I'm realizing is that we've been told a lot of lies. Literally almost everything that we've been taught is upside down. If you think about it, it's actually women that are the natural protectors and providers.
So it begins.
Of this world. Your mother, she innately protects you with her own body and her own life as you're forming in her womb.
But not only is she protecting me in her womb, she has to. She doesn't want to harm herself. Why wouldn't she protect what's inside of her? Because it's still her. Now, I know there's women out here who, while pregnant, will still harm themselves. We can't act like that's not true. So that's not natural. So you protecting your child in your womb is not natural. It's natural to some, but it's not natural to everyone. My personal belief, I believe that God designed us all to protect each other and provide for each other. I don't believe it's a role. And I'll say that from this standpoint. If what we knew didn't exist right now, if the world decided today is going to crash and burn, and we no longer have access to the things so conveniently, just so quickly, instant. They always say that the men will go back and, we go hunt for the food. We'll go for it. Yeah, I believe that women could do the same thing. I believe that women, if you're hungry enough, you're going to go out here and find some food. You're going to find a way to survive. That's anybody who wants to survive is going to find a way to survive. I don't think that's no woman or a man thing. Yes, women, you may not be as strong to fight off a bear or a lion or whatever. Not many men aren't either. We may have a better chance at it, but not too many men today can go and say they can go in the woods and kill a bear. Just them and the bear. Not many women today can tell you that they can actually go in the kitchen and cook up that bear, that deer, or whatever you eating out there. No, we on both parts, we all have lacked what we instinctively should be doing for each other. And like I said, me personally, anything that I work for, anything that I've gained, anything that I cherish, I'm going to protect and I'm going to provide for it. The day I don't want it anymore. I don't care if that's natural or unnatural, because for some reason, it had to be a reason for me to change my feeling towards it. And that's why I asked the question, what changed? Because something has to change within a person for people to feel like something has to change within that man, for that man to say, you know what, I no longer want to provide or protect for this person. Now you can still say, I don't want anything, no harm to come to this person. And if I see this person on the side of the road stuck, I might look out for him and help him out. But to naturally say, I don't see you naturally going street to street looking for homeless people to help because you want to provide and protect. You're the natural providers. You say you go into the communities. What community have you been into that you actually can say, yo, you provided for people. You're protecting people. None. How many fights have you broken up? Probably none. See, we get on social media and we want to just downplay the next. Why? What do you gain from bringing me down? Nothing at all. You gain nothing. And this whole conversation is stupid.
When you're born, her body naturally provides for you. Furthermore, women, just by my observation and what I've seen, they're the first ones to offer protection and provision to the community and to the world. People that they don't even know, they're the first one to run to your rescue. They're the first one to try to break up fights. They're the first one to say, hey, do you have a need? Let me fulfill that. Women are all about community. And being about community means that you are truly the natural protector and provider, because...
So this is the thing. So women are all about community. And this world is so fucked up, as you say, paraphrasing my own words. Change it. You're the leader. Women, you're the leaders. Change it. It should be easy for you. But you said you're the natural protectors and natural providers. Look at the world. Can we blame you for what the world has become? Doesn't make sense, right? Exactly.
You birth the community, so therefore you care for what you birth. We've learned a lot of lies.
And she says you birthed the community, as if like you had that child alone. Ladies, you couldn't have kids without men. And as well as she's protecting that baby inside of her, if he loves and cherishes you and that baby inside of you, he's gonna protect you naturally. Your natural protection and natural providing comes for your family. And if every family provides and they protect their family, that's how you better the community. And even sometimes to the point where sometimes you may have to help the family next to you. It takes a village. But if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing in your own position, and if you're making men feel like that their purpose in your life or their job or their natural instincts in your life doesn't make any you don't care, men are not gonna be there. Men are only gonna go where they're accepted and appreciated. And if this is what men got to deal with, in the sense of, if I couldn't be with a woman who feel like I don't provide and protect her naturally. I know a lot of women who don't naturally love men. They just love them because of what they can do for them. What's natural about that?
And it's time to put things into proper view. Now, yes, there may be men who do provide, lead, and protect, but it's something that they establish through self-development, self-awareness, and self-discipline.
But see, that's anybody with anything. When you came out your mother's womb, you didn't know anything about taking care of a household. You didn't know anything about taking care of a man. You didn't know anything about nurturing and raising kids. You knew nothing about that when you were born. That was something that you seen, and then you eventually was taught or learned how to do. So what's wrong with men learning how to protect their home, learning how to provide? I think that's more of something that you should learn than anything. How can you learn how to protect if you don't learn how to fight? If you don't learn how to use a gun, a knife? How can you protect if you don't know how to use your own God-given hands? How can you provide if you don't know how to get money? How can you provide if you don't have a work ethic? If you don't practice certain things, how can you provide? How can you provide if you don't know how to pay bills? They're all things that men had to learn. Men learned. I didn't come out my mom's womb knowing how to pay a water bill, a light bill, or a rent. No, something that I learned. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. And no one should make anyone feel like just because you had to learn this and you didn't get it naturally, no. We can't do that. We can't do that. That's all I got for this video. If you guys like this video, you agree with anything I'm saying, if you agree with what she's saying, if you disagree with what I'm saying, if you disagree with what she's saying, let me know down in the comments below. Please let me know. Let's have this conversation. And as always, you guys stay safe, you guys stay cool, love yourself, love each other. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.